Hey guys, BikeBlogger here. I got a new bike, the Lemond Poprad. Most things are stock on this bicycle. I bought this used, and it's got mostly stock components on it. It's a lower quality Shimano Sora group set. It's got the original Shimano Sora crank. It's 2 chain rings on the front and an 8-speed cassette on the back. Shimano Sora rear derailleur. It's got the cantilever brakes. These are Avid Shorty 4. And again, this is the 2003 Lemond Poprad cyclocross bike. So it's over 10 years old. It's over a decade old, but it's still in pretty good shape. I think I'm the 3rd owner of this bicycle. I do recommend buying a used bike if you know how to fix up bikes yourself. For instance, one of the things that is not stock on this bike, one of the main things that is not stock on this bicycle is the wheel set. These are Bontragger, looks like race light wheels. And they're, they got 24 spokes on the back, 20 spokes on the front. So they're not very durable, although I don't weigh a lot, and, but I do ride a little crazy. So these wheels probably won't last me very long compared to something that's maybe a little more durable, a higher spoke count. These are more like racing wheels, honestly. They're nothing really fancy, or at least I don't think they are, but they have the arrow spokes. I think that's just sort of goofy Bontragger hub there. They look like pretty nice wheels, but what I'm getting at is, buying used bikes is nice and all. You just need to know how to fix stuff up yourself. Otherwise, you're going to pay extra to take it into a shop and have someone do something. For instance, this rear wheel is untrue. It's pretty bad. I mean, it's pretty obviously screwed up. I think I can just retension everything and even everything back out, and hopefully that will fix it. Hopefully it's not damaged, because rear wheels are sort of expensive. The front wheel is fine though. It's a really cool looking bike, I think, and I wanted a steel bicycle. Steel is real, baby. So, I have the stock component list here. Downloaded this online. Quick little bit of history. Lemond, that was an American pro cyclist back in the 80s, early 90s. He won 3 Tour de France's. And he got in a little bit of a controversy with Lance Armstrong and for outing him for doping. And as it turns out, Lance Armstrong lost all, 7, 8, or 9, or however many Tour de France's he did win, supposedly. But, that's all history. So Lemond stands as the only American who has won a Tour de France, and he's won 3 of them. This frame, at least the frame, I doubt the wheels or anything else, but the frame was made in the USA. So that's sort of cool. You don't see many things made in the USA anymore. But everything else is stock. I'm going to go through this list real quick. I downloaded this online. Oh, by the way, Lemond was basically it was a brand name bicycle that was distributed by Trek until about 2008 or so, I think, 2009 maybe, when they finally just dropped Lemond because of, I don't know, all the court trials and stuff that was going on, lawsuits and whatnot. Lemond bikes or Lemond cycles or something like that does still exist, and they got a couple different models online, pretty darn expensive, but they are still around. You still can buy a Lemond that's not used. But yeah, so going through the specs here real quick. I don't think this thing autofocuses, so I'm just going to read them off real quick. The frame set is Reynolds 853. That is for the main tubes. The stays are actually Reynolds 525, which these are the stays. So that's a lower quality steel, but it's still a great steel. That's Reynolds' version of the typical chromoly, I think, steel. The fork is alloy, so it's got a aluminum fork, so that may be a little bit of, this might be a little bit of a harsh ride. Well, we'll see, you know, not all aluminum is you know, the same, not all steel is certainly the same, but yeah, we'll see. The controls, the handlebars, these are stock 46 centimeter wide handlebars. The shifters, again, Sora, they got the brakes and the shifters in one. This is obviously an older version of a the STI brifters, as some call them, where the cable comes out the side. Again, this is a 2003 bicycle. Let's see what else. The drivetrain, everything, again, Sora. The crank. The bottom bracket's just the old Shimano square taper bottom bracket. The BBUN40. Supposedly it has a 110 spindle length. It's a square taper again, yeah, okay. Let's see what else. The cassette, again, an 8-speed cassette in the back with a Sora rear derailleur. Again, the wheel set was some, looks like it was a no-name brand wheel set that came with the bike. The wheel set that actually came with this bicycle had 32 spokes per wheel. So this has obviously been switched over, and it also came stock with 32 millimeter wide tires. These are 25, I think. But look at all this clearance. I could fit some pretty wide tires in here if I wanted, but I would probably need new rims to do that. Anyway, the seat post, Bontragger. There's a few Bontragger stuff that came stock on this bicycle. Surprisingly, on this list here, it says under other, it lists pedals, and supposedly this came stock with Shimano SPD M515 clipless pedals. I didn't know any bicycles came with clipless pedals. I guess some do, or this one did at least. And that's about it. It's got eyelets here for 2 water bottle holders. It's also got some spots, you see, sort of down here and sort of up in this area, I think, and over here, where you could mount some, looks like, yeah, you could mount some fenders on the bicycle, or maybe a rack. Nothing up here though, no eyelets or anything up here, right? So anyway, that's just an overview of my new bicycle, the Lemond 2003 Poprad Cyclocross bicycle. I think it should be a really awesome bike. It can take wide tires. That's one of the reasons I got it, so to make it pretty versatile. And basically, I'm going to use this to commute with my other bicycles. Of course, my other great bikes. But I think what I might do is I might actually, this is now going to be my only multi-speed commuter bike. I think what I might actually do though, it's got 2 chain rings in the front. I actually might take out this whole crank, replace it with a single ring crank, and put a 9-speed cassette on back here. It should fit, and a different lighter rear derailleur, maybe some bar end shifters, maybe some bullhorn handlebars, I don't know. So I might be changing this bike up quite a bit to make it a little lighter and a little cleaner looking. And I ride a lot of single speed bikes. I don't shift very often. So I'm thinking I might not even want the little ring up front, because I like to mash up hills. Anyway, thanks for watching.